Little 1-2 step. Ooh. What is going on, guys? They call me Epi. Welcome to another video on the channel today. Today, I wanted to go through sliding or slide tricking, slide peeking on console. There's been a couple of videos out on YouTube already showcasing this, so this is not necessarily new, but I haven't come across anything that showcases what this looks like doing this trick, what it looks like to the enemy team. So I want to go through that, showcase if this is even useful to do to begin with, and of course, show you guys how to do it consistently, one drop after another. So in short, this can be done without sprinting. You do not need to sprint in order to do this, and essentially all you have to do is hold the prone button, and as soon as you press the prone button and see your character going into the down animation to prone, hold the prone button once more in any direction you'd like. If you do this correctly, you'll see your character go prone and kind of slide yourself into another direction, but if you do this wrong, you're going to get stuck in the prone position and make yourself an easy target. So it's going to take a little bit of practice. For me, I have an Elite controller, so my B button is bound to a paddle on the back of my controller, which makes things super easy, so I would totally recommend doing it that way if you can, but if not, it's going to take a little bit of practice. I also want to point out that it does not matter what operator you do this on. You could do this on all of the operators, but of course the 3 speeds are going to do this a little bit faster than some of the heavier operators for sure. Since the change to drop shotting, since that was removed from the game, if you do this trick with an operator with a shield, for example, like Monty, your shield will be put away and then of course come back out when you come back up again. So it depends on what operator you'd like to do this on. I'd always recommend doing this on faster operators, but shield or not, 3 speed or not, this is doable on all operators, pistols, it doesn't matter what it is. And again, you do not have to be sprinting in order to do this trick. You can simply be walking without pressing any sprint key or anything like that and do this trick no problem. Now, most importantly, and this is something that I haven't found elsewhere, is what does this look like when you're doing this to the enemy team? Well, I tested it with a buddy of mine, and Heartless, I really appreciate you. This is exactly what this trick looks like. This is exactly what you look like when you're doing this in a public match. This is what the enemy team is going to see. Their perspective is looking at you, simply taking a short pause, proning, coming straight back up, and then repeating the process. Now, this looks awful. This doesn't actually help you as far as I'm concerned, because what they're seeing and what you're doing are two completely different motions, because that slide is nowhere to be found on the enemy team's perspective. So why would anybody use this? Why would anybody want to do this in a public game? And that's a very fair question. So I would advise against, do not do this in open areas, open rooms, anywhere where there's no cover, because you're a sitting duck on the enemy team's perspective. You may be harder to hit because of the prone mechanic, but even still, I wouldn't recommend it. Where this really shines is from the intro clip at the beginning of the video. Doorways are where this is king. Peeking doorways, peeking an area where you know where the enemy is, or you want to get a glimpse of the room really quickly, changes absolutely everything. So remember the animation that the enemy team sees. You go prone, you stand back up. You go prone, you stand back up. When we do this, peeking a doorway, the enemy is only going to see you after you've already stood back up. So you're getting a glimpse of the room, and as far as the enemy is concerned, you're just running across the doorway. So that is a huge advantage for anybody crouch sliding across a doorway. Now, if you don't believe me, which is fair, you can check out the dual perspectives of me doing this while my buddy Heartless watches at the same time. And as you can see, I'm crouch sliding both left and right across the doorway, no problem. Looking at Heartless in the room, he's Bandit, I'm Ash, and of course, he could see me running across the doorway, no prone position to be found, as long as you do the crouch slide behind enough cover. As you can see, I actually messed up just a little bit and crouch slid a little bit too exposed into the doorway, and Heartless did catch a glimpse of that. But as long as you're doing it with enough cover, you should be good to go. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video.